What's up everyone? Welcome back to yet another video, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the process in which I edit my photographs. We're going to be taking this photo and we're going to be editing to make it look like this photo. Photo editing can be tricky, but to make it easier on yourself I do suggest two things. One of them is never delete your photographs off the camera, because the amount of times you might think that in the camera the image is not usable, but then when you bring it into your Lightroom and open up and take down the blown out highlights or underexposed and fix those things, you might actually recover the image and then you'll be sorry that you've deleted it in the first place. So never delete your photos off camera. And then number two, I'll let you in on a secret. Shoot in RAW. Yep, you heard that right, shoot in RAW. Because with a raw image you can push those edits a little bit further than with a JPEG. So when it comes to editing, if your image is overexposed, you can easily bring down your highlights or your whites, or if it's overexposed you can easily brighten up the blacks or shadows and make it usable again. So shoot in RAW if you're not already. First thing I'm going to do is crop my image to make it Instagram size, and I do that first just so I know what areas I'm going to be working with and what is going to be cut out and what not. So I'm going to go ahead and click the crop tool, and I'm going to go under aspect and then the 4x5, and then I'm going to position it exactly where I think it's going to look good, and when I'm done I'm going to hit OK. Now that I have the image cropped to what size I want, I'm going to start going with edits. So what I'm going to do next is bring back the highlights a little bit, just to reveal a little bit of the texture of the sky. And then I'm going to bring up the shadows because the image is a little bit overexposed. And then I'm going to just add a little bit more of the whites to make the mug stand out. And then I'm going to bring up the blacks a little bit, once again just to kind of brighten up the image. Next thing I'm going to do is go into the tone curve and bring the blacks up a little bit, and then I'm going to push that down and then this up a little bit, and as you can see it created a slight S-curve. And then I usually like to bump up my clarity a little bit to make the image stand out a little bit more, and then at this point I usually check my before and after just to see where the edit is at and what else does it need. Next thing I'm going to do is put a radial filter on top of my mug, and I want to bring the clarity up a little bit, and I want to up the highlights a bit just to make it stand out a little bit more, and then up the shadows. And then now if you look at the before and after, it's starting to shape up nicely. So next I'm going to move on to the color tab, and that's where you kind of start applying your style. So for that particular instance I'm going to leave the red at 0 where it is, and then I usually like to bring the oranges down a little bit, and same with the yellows to make it a little bit more orange. And I'm going to bring the saturation up a little bit and luminance as well. The next thing is green. We don't have anything green in our image. The next thing is aqua. So once again we have no aqua, but then the next thing is blue. What I usually do is bring it into more of the aqua tones, and then I'll bring down the saturation a little bit and maybe bring up the luminance. So that was the before and that's the after. And I bring the temperature to make it a little bit warmer. I also noticed that I'm not entirely happy with my angle, so I'm going to go where the crop tool is and click on the angle, and then I'm going to mark my horizon, which is roughly around there, and that's going to straighten up my image for me, and then I'm going to click done. So there you go, now you know how I edit my photos. Feel free to follow this process when editing your photographs, and if you do, please upload it to Instagram and use the hashtag OlaEditsPhotos so that I can see them and that I can like them and comment on your photographs. best of luck, and see you in the next week's video.
I've tried some time, and I'm dying to tell you, you blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet, I've realized